Hello everyone, this is your 5 and welcome to the Cobra Series toy review. And today we'll be looking at the 2011 release by Hasbro of the G.I. Joe Pursuit of Cobra action figure review. And today's action figure review, we're looking at the Wave 5 of the Desert Battle Steel Brigade Special Forces. Now, I got this straight from eBay by buying the whole set of Wave 5 figures, and each of the figures cost me 55 ringgit, which is a bit more pricier compared to the retail pricing of 42 ringgit and 90 cents. Not much of a choice because Hasbro Malaysia didn't brought in any of the Wave 5 figures to Malaysia at all, so I have to resort on getting this straight from eBay. Now, let's take a look at the front portion of the packaging itself. On one corner here, we got a nicer artwork for the Steel Brigade character. And inside the plastic bubble, we have the figure holding the assault rifle attached with the smaller bayonet in the front, a backpack with 4 rockets meant for the bazooka on one side here, and behind the bazooka itself is another assault rifle. On the other side here we have a heavy machine gun, and our bottom corner section here we have the tripod for the heavy machine gun, and here at the corner here we have a backpack with a smaller shovel. Behind the figure is a base stand, and beneath the base stand is a smaller catalog which is all folded up to showcase Wave 1 and Wave 2 figures. We're already at Wave 5, I'm not too sure why they still, give us the catalogs that only features Wave 1 and Wave 2 figures. Beats me anyway. Now, for the Steel Brigade itself, the character did not actually exist in the G.I. Joe comics as a character, of course, and also in the animation. But the figure did exist as a figure back in the mid-80s. Yes, you can actually get the figure, but not in a retail store. As you can see, in order to get this figure, if you bought any of the Marvel G.I. Joe comics, at the back portion of the comic itself, there's a smaller advert where you can actually get this figure as a mail-in order, like so. You will notice the image of the mail-in order for the Steel Brigade, and yes, you can also personalize your own Steel Brigade, be it that you can put it in your own name or any name that you want, and can actually check the list for the number of skill sets that you want the Steel Brigade to have, which is quite interesting. So once you got all that, and then you sent in that mail-in order advert to Hasbro, you will get the figure along with a smaller badge that states Steel Brigade with the image of the helmet of the Steel Brigade itself, which is very nice actually. So this figure is actually paying a tribute to the old Steel Brigade, which is very nicely done. Now let's take a look at the back portion of the packaging itself. One corner of the top section there is a smaller write-up stating what's G.I. Joe really about and who they're up against, which is Cobra. This time the mission is Desert Battle, and you got a nice little Desert Battle diorama going on. On one corner here we have the Desert Battle All Striker. Here we have the Desert Battle Dusty from Wave 1. We have the His Tank version 5. We have, I'm not too sure what figure it is, I assume it is Duke, but it's really hard to tell because half the portion of the figure is covered by the write-up. And at the shack there we have Desert Battle Zartan here, and here we have a City Strike Alley Viper. I'm quite surprised that he can actually survive this kind of environment, considering he wore a lot of thick clothing, which just kind of boggles your mind sometimes. Now, here's the fun part. At the bottom section here we have a profile card for the Steel Brigade. You got a nicer image of him, and here stated Steel Brigade Special Forces. Name is all blanked, as you can see here. You can actually write in your own name or any other names that you want for the Steel Brigade. Great. E-4 Specialist. Primary weapon, AR-B Paratrooper Combat Rifle with Close Quarter Bayonet. Combat gear, Ballistic Helmet, Tactical Backpack, Rocket Storage Backpack, Rockets, Bazooka Rocket Launcher, Heavy Machine Gun with Stand, Rotary Grenade Launcher. Very nice. Now at the bottom section here is a smaller write-up for the Steel Brigade, stating Steel Brigade troopers are the backbone of the G.I. Joe fighting force. The quote-unquote grunts of the team. They are chosen for their exceptional dedication and skills. They work hard to hone their skills so they can move up the ranks into specialized positions. They meet every challenge with determination and enthusiasm, and eagerly go on missions where they can watch and learn from their superiors. Very nice. So, without further ado, let's open up this packaging so we can molest the figure. Be right back. And we're back after doing the figure and the rest of the stuff out from the packaging itself. So let's take a look at the Steel Brigade's accessories, starting off with the base stand. Now it comes with a nice little base stand here that's based on the 25th anniversary mold of a G.I. Joe base stand. We've got a nice little G.I. Joe logo on the top here with two pegs for the figure to stand on. Nameplate there stated as Steel Brigade, and at the back portion, bottom portion of the back of the base stand here stated as 2007 Hasbro made in China. However, on the top portion here stated as CE Hasbro SA, and this entire row here is all the serial numbers and codes. Now, Steel Brigade actually comes with a whole slew of accessories, which is a good thing. The bad thing is that majority of the accessories here are, well, mostly old stuff, and some of them are actually based on the Pursuit of Cobra, which is kind of interesting to note that. First, we have his assault rifle. Now, the assault rifle is actually made of a black plastic material, and the only paint job involved for the rifle itself is the knife that's painted in silver. Now, the mold is nothing new. It's based on the 25th anniversary mold from the single-carded Crimson Guard. Now, the details are very nice, actually. I really like the details with the scope on the top, handle in the middle. You got a magazine in the middle here as well. But the bottom section of the handle here, especially on the trigger, there's, well, no mold of the trigger. You can see the shape, but the details are not there. You got a nice little targeting sight on the top section of the barrel, and the bottom section of the barrel itself is the knife. Very nicely done. And the back portion here, you got a stock. Very nicely done detail, but nothing new here. Then we have another assault rifle, also something that's from the 25th anniversary line itself, and the entire thing is made of a black plastic material with no paint job at all. Nice little details there. You got the magazine in the middle, handle at the back, handle in the front, targeting sight on the top, barrel in the front, stock at the back, and a lot of nice details there. Very nice. Then we have his rocket launcher, and the rocket launcher here is detachable because it's meant to be stored in the backpack. But since there's no backpack originally meant for the rocket launcher, we only have the, well, rocket launcher like so. Now, the entire thing here, as you can see, the top section is actually made of a, well, more of a beige plastic color, and the bottom section of the handle itself is painted in black. Now, the details is actually alright. You got a scope on the top here, but the handle at the bottom, there's no trigger, so this is a bit disappointing. Here you got a little bit of a targeting sight as well from this section here, and from the tip of the barrel itself there's a small little hole where you can actually detach one of the rockets at the backpack there, and you can stuff it like so. And speaking of the backpack actually comes with 4 rockets. Each of the rockets itself can be removed from the backpack itself. Now, the entire thing is not painted at all, it's just pure plastic color of beige and black. The back portion here, you got a big old peg to plug it at the back of the figure. Very nicely done. Small little details on the top there, but nothing new. This is an old accessory from the 25th anniversary line itself. Then we have his bandolier, which is also nothing new. Also came from the 25th anniversary line itself. The entire thing is made of a black plastic material, and the only paint job involved for the bandolier is the small little grenade. Now, the mold is actually alright because there's pouches, straps, very nicely done. But the grenade mold is unusually small size, very small size, which is very weird. Then we have a semi-new item. This is a neck piece here, which is made of a light blue plastic color. No paint job at all. All you have to do is pop the head and then place this, well, into the neck hole itself. This is actually came from the Resolute Beachhead accessory, or, well, for the other figures as well, who actually has the neck piece. So there's nothing new there. Then we have the Steel Brigade's helmet. Now the entire thing is made of a sort of like a swamp green plastic color, and some portions are painted in silver, more of a dark silver and a bit of grey and black. Now the helmet accessory is nothing new. It actually came from the Rise of Cobra Pit Commando's accessory. When, well, most collectors who own a Pit Commander, they notice the Steel Brigade helmet. It's actually a nice attempt to try to, well, pay a little bit of homage to the Steel Brigade, because the design is exactly the same as, well, the original Steel Brigade that was released in 1987. So they reused the helmet itself for this figure, which is very nice, but nothing new. Well, sort of new. Then we have his heavy machine gun, which also comes with the tripod itself, two different items separated from each other, and the entire thing is made of a black plastic material, no paint job at all. Now the details are very nice, and the mold is actually based on the 25th anniversary mold, so there's nothing new with the mold itself. You got a handle on the top, handle at the bottom, stock at the back. Very nice details there. Now you'll notice there's this small little hole here, a small little hole slot there. It's meant to place in the belt feed ammo for the heavy machine gun. But for the Steel Brigade itself, the packaging does not come with the belt feed, so it's rather disappointing where you have a heavy machine gun but you don't have belt feed to place it into the heavy machine gun. Then we have a backpack with a small little shovel that's painted in black. The entire thing is painted in a swamp green plastic color. The only thing painted is on the shovel itself. Small little details, and this entire mold is also based on the 25th anniversary mold, so there's nothing new with the backpack itself. Got a peg at the back here to plug it at the back of the figure, and the back of the backpack is all hollowed out. And finally we have the vest. Now if you recognize the design of the vest itself, especially at the back portion here, there's a small little hole. This is from the Pursuit of Cobra Shock Troopers vest. Yes, they reused the vest. So the entire thing is actually made of a, well, swamp green plastic color with a lot of paint job involved. The straps are all painted in black, so that's the small little pen there. The pouches are painted in black. You got red paint job on the wires here, and more black paint job on the back portion of the straps. But that's about it. There's no other paint details except black and a bit of red there. And I already explained about the vest before in the Shock Trooper review. When removing the vest is quite easy. All you have to do is pop the head off and pop the vest off, or pop it back in. Now let's take a look at the figure's paint job. Now the figure's paint job, well, it's not really that great, because there are some portions of the paint job itself, it looks a little bit dirty. It's understandable because the figure is actually Desert Battle, but it's more like smudges rather than, well, sanded. The arms look actually, the paint job of the arms itself looked a little bit dustier with sand color. That's alright, but the torso itself, the torso looked a little bit, it's like it's covered in, well, dust rather than sand dust. Now let's take a look at the colors being applied onto it. Majority of the parts itself is not painted at all, it's just pure plastic color. The torso here, this entire torso is not painted except for the neck joint that's painted with flesh tone skin. The entire head here is not painted at all, it's just pure green plastic color with the flesh tone skin painted onto the, well, the eye section there, with the eyebrow and eyes are painted, so that's the pupils. Now for the shoulders itself, the only paint job involved is the inside of the shoulders itself is painted in much more darker in blue. The elbow pads are actually painted in swamp green color with black portion of the elbow pads that's painted. The wrist joint is not painted at all. Now bottom section of the crotch here, the abdomen area is just pure plastic color, as the crotch section that's actually painted in desert color with beige colors, of course, and the belt is painted in black, but some portion of the beige paint job managed to smudge onto the belt, so it's not really well painted. The entire tire section is not painted at all, it's just pure plastic color of beige colors. The kneecap is actually well painted. The entire kneecap is painted in swamp green color with black portion painted in the middle. Now the lower section of the legs here, you will notice this entire section is actually painted in beige colors, and the lower section is made of a black plastic color. Very nice. And the bottom section of the boots itself is not painted at all, it's just pure black plastic color. Now let's take a look at the figures mold. Well, the figures mold is a mishmash of Frankenstein parts again. And what's worse is that they kept on reusing the Pursuit of Cobra Shock Trooper parts. Yes, for the arms and legs, they are Shock Trooper parts. Not too sure why they kept using the parts. They use it for, well, for Cobra Viper, they use it for Cobra Trooper, and the Shock Trooper helmet, the goggle popped off from the helmet. Now, the arms and legs are made from the Pursuit of Cobra Shock Trooper. The torso here and the waist is actually from, again, a reused part from the Desert Battle Snake Eyes. And the head sculpt is actually no-brainer that. I already did a review on this guy. It actually came from the Resolute 7 pack beachhead. No changes at all. So the combination of the parts is, well, okay, I like the Pursuit of Cobra parts for Shock Trooper, but it's a bit overused. We already seen like 3-4 characters already been used with the Pursuit of Cobra Shock Trooper parts. Can we at least use other figure parts rather than Shock Trooper alone? And why would they want to reuse the Resolute head mold is just beyond me. And the colors doesn't even match up with the rest of the uniform. Now the rest of the uniform is still alright because the colors itself is based on the 1987 vintage of the Steel Brigade colors, but the entire helm, the entire head there, why did they opted for swamp green color? It's just beyond me. Anyways, let's take a look at the figure's articulation. The head can pivot downwards, up, side to side, and turn 360 degrees. Also can move forward, back, side to side, and turn 360 degrees. Shoulder joints here can turn 360 degrees and lift the shoulders all the way up this far. Elbow joint can bend this far, straight, and turn 360 degrees. Now, since this is a Pursuit of Cobra Shock Troopers wrist joints, so one side of the wrist joint itself, the right side wrist joint can turn 360 degrees and has a hinge joint that goes downward and upward. On the other side of the wrist joint, the left wrist joint can turn 360 degrees, it goes outward and inwards. Hip joints here can move forward, very tight joints, and back a little bit and to the sides, which is very tight. And double jointed knee that bends this far, and ankle joint that pivots downwards and upwards and turn 360 degrees. Now let's fully equip the Steel Brigade with the rest of the accessories. Put in with the vest itself. It's quite easy to equip all the accessories there. I really dislike the vest on this side because it's very bulky and it kept on bulging on one side, causing the arm unable to close all the way in. With the helmet, I would prefer to equip the Steel Brigade with the rocket launcher. It looks way more nicer actually. Very nice. And I also forgot a few items. A few items that's needed to be put in. The bandolier. There you go. And the neck piece as well, which I forgot. My bad. And there you have it. Now the figure, if you don't remove the helmet and everything else, it looks actually not bad. If you review everything else, well, you'll be a bit disappointed. But the figure is actually not bad looking. It pays a tribute to the old 1987 of the, well, Steel Brigade. And I really like the amount of accessories that's given to the figure, because it's actually not bad. At least the accessories, you can actually make it to whichever that you want to. The only thing I really don't like this accessory, the heavy machine gun, is that there's no, well, belt feet for it. So this is really pointless. The backpack is okay, and you still have 2 additional assault rifles, and you got a bazooka, a nice little bazooka, rocket launcher, and backpack there. So the accessories is actually not bad. So if I'm gonna give a rating on this, the figure is not that great, but it's decent enough. So I will give it a nice 6 out of 10. Yes, 6 out of 10 for the Steel Brigade. I thank you all for watching. This is Lucy05, and I'm signing off.